Good morning. It's Tuesday and it looks like it's going to be a little bit sunnier than it was yesterday, which is good because it was rainy and gross yesterday. All right, today we are going to read chapter number 16. We only have a few chapters left. We're almost done. We might be able to finish it by the end of the week. We'll have to see. All right, this is chapter 16 called Tutu the Listener. Having thanked the sharks again for their kindness, the doctor and his pets set off once more on their journey home in the swift ship with the three red sails. What do you think the word swift means? Swift is another word for quick. As they moved out into the open sea, the animals all went downstairs to see what their new boat was like on the inside, while the doctor leaned on the rail at the back of the ship with a pipe in his mouth as he watched the Canary Islands fade away in the blue dusk of the evening. As he was sitting there, wondering how the monkeys were getting on and what his garden would look like when he got back to Puddleby, Dab Dab came tumbling up the stairs, all smiles and full of news. Doctor, she cried, the ship of pirates is simply beautiful, absolutely. All the beds downstairs are made of silk with hundreds of big pillows and cushions. There are thick, soft carpets on the floor, and all the dishes are made of silver, and there are all sorts of good things to eat and drink, special things, and everything is just like a shop downstairs with all the food. You never saw anything like it in your life. Just think, they kept 5 different kinds of fish, those men. Come and look. Oh, and we found a small room down there with the door locked, and we're all crazy to get in and see what's inside. Jip says it must be where the pirates kept their treasure, but we can't open the door. Come down and see if you can let us in. So the doctor went downstairs, and he saw that it indeed was a beautiful ship. He found the animals gathered around a little door, all talking at once, trying to guess what was inside. The doctor turned the handle, but it just wouldn't open. Then they all started to hunt for the key. They looked under the mat, they looked under all the carpets, they looked in all the cupboards and drawers and lockers, in the big chests in the ship's dining room, they looked everywhere. And while they were doing this, they discovered a lot of new and wonderful things that the pirates must have stolen from other ships. Cashmere sweaters as thin as a cobweb, embroidered with flowers of gold, jars of fine spices from Jamaica, carved boxes full of Russian tea, an old violin with a string broken and a picture on the back, a set of big chessmen carved out of coral and amber, a walking stick which had a sword inside when you pulled the handle, 6 glasses with turquoise and silver all around the rims, and a lovely great sugar bowl made of the mother of pearl. But nowhere in the whole boat could they find a key to fit that lock. So they all came back to the door, and Jip peered through the hole. But something had been stood against the wall on the inside, so he couldn't see anything. And while they were standing around wondering what they should do, the owl Tutu suddenly said, "Shh, I do believe there's someone in there." Who do you think is in there? They all kept still for a moment. Then the doctor said, "You must be mistaken, Tutu. I don't hear anything." "I'm sure of it," said the owl. "Shh, there it is again. Don't you hear it?" "No, I don't," said the doctor. "What kind of a sound is it?" "I hear the noise of someone putting his hand in his pocket," said the owl. "But that makes hardly any sound at all," said the doctor. "You couldn't hear that out here." "Excuse me, but I can," said Tutu. "I tell you there is someone on the other side of that door putting his hand in his pocket. Almost everything makes some noise if your ears are only sharp enough to catch it. Bats can hear a mole that's walking in his tunnel under the earth, and they think they are good hearers, but we owls can tell you using only one ear the color of a kitten from the way it winks in the dark." "Well, well," said the doctor, "you surprise me. That's very interesting. Listen again and tell me what he's doing now." Here's the picture for this chapter. It says, "Shh, I do believe there's someone in there." "I'm not sure yet," said Tutu, "if it's a man at all. Maybe it's a woman. Why don't you lift me up and let me listen at the keyhole, and I'll soon tell you." So the doctor lifted the owl up and held him close to the lock of the door. After a moment, Tutu said, "Now he's rubbing his face with his left hand. It is a small hand and a small face. It might be a woman. No, now he pushes his hair back off of his forehead. It's a man, all right." "Women sometimes do that," said the doctor. "True," said the owl, "but when they do, their long hair makes quite a different sound. Shh, make that pig keep still. And now all of you, hold your breath a moment so I can listen. This is very difficult what I'm doing now, and the pesky door is so thick. Shh, everybody be quiet still. Close your eyes and don't breathe." Tutu leaned down and listened again, very hard and long. At last he looked up into the doctor's face and said, "The man in there is unhappy. He is weeping. He has taken care not to blubber or sniffle lest we should find out that he is crying. But I heard quite clearly the sound of a tear falling on his sleeve." "How do you know it wasn't a drop of water falling off the ceiling on him?" asked Gub-Gub. "Psh! Such silliness," sniffed Tutu. "A drop of water falling off the ceiling would have made 10 times as much noise." "Well," said the doctor, "if the poor fellow's unhappy, we've got to get in and see what's the matter with him. Fix me an axe and I'll chop the door down." That's the end of chapter 16. Here is the picture that I would like for you to draw today if you have time. I want for you to draw what you think the person behind the door looks like. That could be a pretty interesting picture. All right, guys, I love you, and I hope you're having a great day and that you get lots of your schoolwork done and that you get to get outside and play some today. Bye, guys. Miss you.